Hello and welcome to episode 9 of Retro Sonic Podcast. I'm Steve from the Retroman blog, and tonight I'm joined by Paul Slattery.
Good evening.
And Adam from the Jet Sonics.
Good evening.
And let's kick off with the Witch Doctors and I'm Sick. And that was the Witch Doctors and I'm Sick, and that's from their Razor Cuts and Red Hot Needles album.
Well, it's red hot.
You like it? Red Hot, yeah.
Great record.
Like
mouth harp throughout.
Yeah,
How often do you hear a record with mouth harp throughout?
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Like it?
Yeah. Might be
Yeah.
a bit of the Godfathers.
Yeah, they're good. They're a great band. I saw them live at the Fighting Cocks down in Kingston. You know, all decked out like bowling shirts. Good. It's all like good 50s and 60s, 70s punk and everything. You know, they've got a great image and great band. And I said live, he plays great harmonica.
So great. So you're down the Fighting Cocks getting pissed with Andy of the past tense, no doubt.
Oh, of course, yes. Yeah, he was there dancing at the front as usual.
Excellent.
But it's good, and that was a great gig. That was promoted by Tony Holton, who did a good job putting the bands on. And he had the main band was Bermondsey Joyriders, and it had Super Mink 70 supporting another great band. And it's good, and there's a good scene developing around the sort of southwest, South London. You know, there's a lot of bands, and everyone goes along and helps each other out.
Well, I can't wait to see them.
Yeah, you'd love them. Yeah, definitely, both of them would like it.
Yeah. Got a good sound as well. It's a good overall sound.
Pounding beat.
Yeah. Right, next up we have got The Travellers and 74 Times, and we've already played the A-side of this single, Summer with No Sun, on our previous podcast, and I think everybody really liked it. We had some great response from listeners who really enjoyed it. So we did have a rule that we weren't going to play anything from the same band in the podcast, which is proving difficult.
That went out the window last one, didn't it? Anyway.
Yeah, probably. So, but we've got to play this. This is the double A side of Summer with No Sun single, and this is The Travellers and 74 Times. And that was The Travellers and 74 Times. Do you like that one?
Great,
Yeah.
fantastic
Yeah.
Lovely
record.
pop record.
You know, it's one of the best singles. That was that as a double A side, and the A side was Summer with No Sun, which we'd already played on the podcast. One of the best singles I've heard for years. Really good.
And, that sounds as if it has some Gallic overtones to it.
Yeah, they're based in Saint Malo, in which you know. I think you've been there.
Oui, oui,
Yeah.
bien sûr. Well, it's just in Brittany, Saint-Malo.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful old town.
Yeah, but Robert, the guitarist and songwriter, is Swedish, but I think he was sort of brought up in England. And Gemma, the singer, is Italian, but they are very French sounding. They obviously living in France, got that influence, but good multicultural band. You know, lots of influences, and it's a really great record. And they're going to be coming over to the UK, and they're going to play at the Lexington on the 10th of August, and also they're going to be playing at the Fiddler's Elbow on the 26th of October, so recommend you getting out and seeing them, because they're a really, really good band. And
We'll be there.
well, I think we will be. Great, and what have you got next then? You've got some of your little punk nuggets, Adam, haven't you?
Paul and I have chosen this one together. And
He's just nicking my beer, sorry.
Yeah, well, that's part of the course, Steve. You
It's
know.
like
You
pause
weren't
in
looking.
proceedings.
You always save the best stuff for yourself.
All's fair.
Cut.
Yeah, Paul and I have chosen this one. This is The Valves, and For Adults Only.
Eins, zwei, drei, vier! Well, I got my uniform, I'm okay. I can do the two-step any day. Pick up my guitar, throw in my gun. I'm a 1977 rock and roll hun. A-D-O-L-F-B-A, A-D-O-L-F-B-A, A-D-O-L-F-B-A. And I'm on the piss on it. Okay. pick up my guitar, throw away my gun. I'm a 1977 rock and roll hun. A-D-O-L-F-B-A, A-D-O-L-F-B-A, A-D-O-L-F-B-A. Adolf was a piss artist, okay. Adolf was a piss artist, okay.
Well, that was great, Adam, wasn't it?
I love that. What a great double A side that was.
Well, that was absolutely superb. That was on the other side of Robot Love,
Robot Love, yeah.
which was on Scotland Zoom Records,
yeah.
and that was, of course, started by this guy called Bruce Findlay, who was then released on Zoom the first Simple Minds records, which he then licensed up to Arista. But that was his first ever single back in the end of '77, and I managed to see the Valves play a few times, and their gigs were absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
One night, I just happened to be in Edinburgh when the Stiffs tour was coming into town, and we were at this little pub in Edinburgh called the Yellow Carvel. And all the Stiffs came down after their show. They played a late night gig then. It went on till like 3 a.m. It was Reckless Eric got up on stage. It was crazy. And they were a great band live. Ronnie McKinnon was a brilliant guitarist, and Dave Robinson, great frontman.
Good stuff. I wanted to play Linda Vindaloo, which was one of their B-sides as well, but we'll do that on another show.
Yeah,
Linda
that's a good song.
Vindaloo,
Yeah.
another great song.
And you saw them play in London?
I'm sure she'll play in Nashville, yeah.
The Nashville.
who
That's a
knows?
great. And what did they do after that? Did they sort of?
I think
I
they
haven't heard
did.
anything about them since.
No, they were a very short-lived band. I think last
Just
couple of
2 or 3
years.
singles, I think.
Yeah, that's it. There's 2 or 3 singles, and that was it. That's the last we heard of them. But they were actually managed by Pete Irvin and Barry Wright, who then went on to who formed Regular Music, who were a huge influence in bringing bands to Scotland.
Yeah.
They were music promoters, and they brought bands to Scotland. Pete and Barry are really two great guys, and of course 30 years later they organised the Hogmanay celebrations in Edinburgh.
Oh, really? Right.
Yeah, from small things to large things.
Yeah. So they've gone on
But,
from releasing like Adults Only to doing the Hogmanay
Yeah.
traditional ceremony. Oh,
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Well, there you go. Well, Richard Branson started off in punk, didn't he? So it's a great choice. And now sticking with the Scottish punk.
Going to stay
nugget
in
theme.
Scotland. This is Slick. Well, no, it wasn't Slick, was it? It was PVC2,
Ah,
Midura's punk band, and this is Put You in the Picture.
let's hear it.
Yourself, don't wanna hear you sing my songs out of tune. I wish you'd go home and leave me alone. I'm gonna put you in a picture. I'm gonna put you in a picture. I'm gonna put you in a picture. I wish you'd go from here. I'll make it loud and clear. I'm gonna put you in a picture. I'm gonna put you in a picture. I'm gonna put you in a picture. It's not your home. Get out, I wanna live alone. You scratched my albums and you broke my hi-fi. You didn't like it when my friends told you why. You let the tears flow when I meet other girls. You get aggressive, like to possessive. Don't want you cause my bullets into my shell. Don't wanna see you glamorizing yourself. Don't wanna hear you sing my songs out of tune. I wish you'd go home. I wish you'd go from here.
track. I'd never heard it. I mean, I knew
It's good.
Midge Ure was in
Yeah.
Slick, and then I thought he went from Slick to join the Rich Kids. But then but in between that time, he released this fantastic record.
Yeah.
Great
BBC
guitar.
Two. Oh, it was, wasn't it?
Great guitar.
And a great random synthesizer.
Yeah,
solo.
yeah. I mean, it was a bandwagon jumper, wasn't it? Really,
Well,
I
a
mean,
lot of great records were.
Yeah, yeah.
You'd never listen to a Vibrators record if you
no,
had that point of view.
a great song. And,
Yeah.
and did you ever see him play?
I saw him with the Rich Kids. I went
right,
to
okay.
the Nashville January '78. It was one of my
I
first
did. I
ever
was at that
gigs.
gig.
You
I was at that
photographed
gig.
it,
I
yeah.
photographed that gig.
That was
yeah,
a great
yeah,
gig,
yeah.
that was.
Brilliant gig. Yeah. But of course, yes. Before PVC2, they were a good old boy band Slick, weren't
Yeah.
They were one of the
they? Who weren't
first.
really my cup of tea, I must
No,
admit.
no. They were like a Bay City Rollers light, weren't they? They got a
Yeah.
#1 song, didn't they?
Yeah,
in the
with
70s?
a bell in it.
Yeah.
What was that? Forever and ever.
Forever and ever, yeah.
yeah. Horrible.
So then he was like this boy band going to
Yeah,
play
yeah.
that sort of great, really good. I mean, if you'd have heard that, you'd never know, would
No.
you? It was a great, authentic bit of punk. Because then he went on to the Rich Kids, but that was a really, really great single, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So they were a Glasgow band, weren't they? And then
They were
then
Glasgow.
we played the Valves earlier, who were
They were
from
Edinburgh, so we
band,
played
yeah.
one from each side, and that's
Yeah, so
fair.
We're fair. We've got the Scottish folk,
Right.
but that good find there.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that one. You know.
Cool.
And next up, we have got one of your picks, Paul. We've got another California band you've discovered following your success with the Mantles, Bella Eyes.
And this is a song called Morning Star from their new EP, The Pleasure Sunrise. Let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
I thought you were my morning star, light
Excellent track, absolutely excellent track. What do you think of the two female vocalists there?
Really good. I like it. I mean, they remind me a little bit of that sort of curve, Duke Spirit.
Yeah.
I don't like the word shoegazer because it's always a bit negative for me, but it's got. I mean, they call themselves.
It's a bit more punchy than that.
Yeah,
though,
it's
isn't
good,
it?
isn't it? It's got a bit more rawness.
Absolutely,
To it,
great guitars, lovely changes
really
of
good
chords,
guitar.
great keyboards, everything got everything going for it. I think
really great. You know, I think.
And the two girl singers
Fantastic.
are great
Yeah.
together. I mean, it's a rare thing to really have two girls fronting a band.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
I think the sound is terrific.
Yeah, I
and,
reckon I can imagine them being quite good live as well.
Oh, live! I bet they're really, really good. If they've got any more songs like this,
Yeah.
and
And that's from their debut E EP.
yeah, that's from their debut EP, the Pleasure Sunrise 4-track EP. You can download that or buy vinyl in 4 different colours. You can buy a 10-inch EP.
4 colours.
4 different colours, yeah. Good old punk ethos.
That's it. That's the sort of band we like on Retrosonic Podcast.
Absolutely.
You
Well
have to
done.
buy all 4.
You have to buy all 4 editions if you're a collector, of course.
Yeah.
You can get those at velaeyes.bandcamp.com. That's Vela, VELA eyes.bandcamp.com.
That's great.
Absolutely, I think so. I think they're a young band, and I think they deserve some more listening, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. And it's good because on their site they describe themselves as stargazing rather than shoegazing, which I like that because
I think they're rock
it's
and
like
roll.
looking up, isn't it? You know, rather than looking down at your shoes, hiding behind your fringe. You know, they're actually quite positive and out there, and a good, really good new band. You know, and
I think this is a young band that's steeped in rock music.
Yeah, I wonder
That's
where
what
they
it
get it from.
sounds like.
Yeah, great,
Superb.
good choice, mate.
Next, Steve, what do we?
Well, next we have
what
got.
do we have for our delectation?
We've got a little bit of an exclusive. I mean, this is a track by the Killer Bees, and it is a demo version of Born Again, and this is not released. It's up on their SoundCloud site, but it's not been released yet. To me, the Killer Bees at their best, that raw R&B style. You know, it's pure, raunchy rock and roll. And you mentioned that they sounded a bit like the Pirates, and I think that's true because they were originally from Screaming Blue Messiahs.
Okay.
Chris Thompson was the bass player in Screaming Blue Messiahs, who were very heavily influenced by Wilco Johnson and that sort of style of rhythm and blues. And now we've got a great band. He's got the Killer Bees together, and here we are. Let's hear it. This is
What's it called?
Born Again.
Kept us waiting there, Steve.
primal rhythm and blues.
Primal, mate. That's right in
Fantastic,
the
yeah.
roots, isn't it? There.
That's it.
I love that.
You like it?
I love that too.
Yeah, they're
Gritty,
fantastic band.
dirty,
Yes, everything in
excellent.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, great live band as well. You know, really worth checking out. And I love them. I mean, I've always been a massive fan of Screaming Blue Messiah. I think they're one of the best bands around in that really horrible time that we've talked about, that sort of late 80s,
Yeah.
early 90s, where music for us was a wasteland. But them and the Godfathers and a few bands were really playing that sort of great rock and roll music. And
That's great.
yeah,
Don't do too much to it.
I just wanted to say to them, look, I know it's only a demo, but please, I've got to play that, because whatever you do to it, I can't imagine you getting better than that. Can I play it? And great, thanks David and Chris for allowing me to play that, allowing everyone to hear it, because that's all we need. You know, how can you better that? You know, what sort of studio mixing, whatever? You know, that's just what you need, isn't it?
Well, that sounds like a live take to me, and that's just so primal and and deep down.
Yeah, exactly.
Rock and roll.
Yeah, and it was great because they came. We're going to talk about this gig a little bit later, but David and Chris came along to the East Beeves gig that we did, their album launch, and they were there, and it was really nice because one of my mates from Sweden, Hasse, and his wife Lee Slott came over for the weekend to come to see the gig, and Hasse must be the world's #1 Screaming Blue Messiah's fan, and who was there in the audience but Chris from Screaming Blue Messiah, so he was so chuffed, and he got some nice photos taken. And Adam, what we got, you've picked another little one of your soul nuggets now.
Oh yeah, this is from a Big Mac with a K on the end record collection, who are a Chicago label, late 60s, early 70s. This is the Performers and Miniskirt.
Hey, you over there in the miniskirt. I love you, girl. I never felt this way before. Woo! I got to tell you, now it's the latest style, driving the fellas wild. Girl, you know you're looking good. You know you're looking good in the miniskirt, baby. Your miniskirt. Your pretty face, girl, your pretty smile. I need you, yeah. You can make my life worthwhile. Woo! I got to have you. The way you twist when you walk, you make the people talk. Girl, you know you're looking good. You know you're looking good in your miniskirt, baby. Miniskirt. Girl, I love you. Girl, I need you. If I had you, baby, you could make my life worthwhile. You over there in the miniskirt. I love you, girl. I never felt this way before. Woo! I got to have you. The way you twist when you walk, you make the people talk. Girl, you know you're looking good. You know you're looking good in the miniskirt, baby, miniskirt. Let's dance along, girl, looking good. All right, girl, you're looking good. We do the boogaloo, looking baby. We do the Billy Paul, yeah. We gonna go, girl, you're looking honey, will you be my girl? Girl, you're looking good. You looking good, baby. You looking good.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was
that.
long, doesn't it?
Yeah, good track.
Short and sweet. gets
2
to the
minutes.
point. 2 minutes 10. Yeah,
And that was the Performers.
yeah,
Good
Never
choice.
heard it before. It's a cracker.
yeah.
Yeah.
And what label was that on?
Big Mac, M-A-C-K. Yeah.
Big Mac. Okay, the classic Big Mac rather than the crappy Big Mac. Then
Yeah.
No,
very
no,
good
nice.
choice. Very good
Yeah.
choice.
And next up, we've got a new track from a new album by Kid Congo and the Pink Monkey Birds, and this is called Killer Dilla.
Killer.
Chicken hog that brings the shark. We're trying peanut butter against the
and that was a brand new track from Kid Congo and the Pink Monkey Birds. That's taken from their new album Haunted Head, which was a great track, and it's a good album, and it's getting a lot of press and a lot of radio play at the moment.
That
Six
sounded
music.
superb.
Yeah, nice, sleazy, sludgy, swampy sound.
Yeah, it's good. When I first heard it, I thought it sounds a bit like The Fall.
Yeah, it does.
Doesn't it? But it's great, and he's one of my favourite guitarists. I mean, I've seen him throughout the years when he's played with the Cramps and the Gun
Absolutely.
Club.
I mean, he's a survivor.
And he's played with Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, and he's
Well, absolutely. Any guitarist who's played with the Cramps, the Gun Club, and Nick Cave.
That's right. Yeah,
Let's face it, and just come out the other end alive.
It's pretty good. That's right. Yeah.
High chemical tolerance.
yeah. Definitely.
Probably likes his herbal tea, doesn't he? But he's always been a really cool guitarist, isn't he? He's always looked great, And I always loved him when he was with the Cramps, especially. And he played with the Gun Club when they were doing their good period as well, wasn't it? Around Mother Juno and that album. So that's just been released now. It's, the album's Haunted Head, and recommend you getting hold of that.
I'm going to get hold of it tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay, Adam, and you've got this was a good choice that you plucked out of your little
Yeah, I
safety
thought
pin
I'd
bag.
go for a power pop nugget this time.
Yeah.
So we've gone from a State Records release from 1977, I think. And this is Plummet Airlines, and It's Hard.
Spin like diamonds in the night. No one told me you could be such a pretty sight. When I see you in the night, all I wanna do is take you home. Oh, but it's hard, yeah, hard, too hard. Yeah, it's hard, so hard, so hard. See you coming down the street, little girl, you know you sweep me off my very feet. See you coming, you're so fine. We could melt the butter if we only had time. But it's hard, when it's hard, too hard. Oh, it's hard, so hard, yeah, hard. Happy waves, sunny days have said goodbye. It ain't enough to realize that some folks here are better off dead than alive. Dead than alive. I've been thinking, could it be that your radio is turning on for me? I've been thinking, when it seems you could be the station I might be. That it's hard, yeah, it's hard, oh, it's hard. When it's hard, too hard, yeah, hard to make you understand. I only wanna be a fan. Hard to make you realize. I only wanna see you right. Hard to make you say a word. Ah, you got a lot of nerve. Hard to see in black and white. Well, we could be here all night. Yeah, we could be here all night. They say rumors growing trees. If that's the case, then these will last a million years. Don't listen to the other guys. They don't wanna see their baby dancing by my side. But it's hard, yes, it's hard. Oh, it's hard. Well, it's hard, too hard, yeah, hard. Well, it's hard, too hard, yeah, hard. Well, it's hard, yeah, hard, too hard.
It's good stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And that was quite an early punk track, wasn't it? Really,
Yeah.
77 was it?
Yeah, I don't think they're really punk.
No, but from that era,
Yeah,
that was a
that era, yeah.
really good song, wasn't it?
They actually,
Plummet Airlines.
as we were talking about earlier when we were listening to it, Paul reminded me they had the 8th ever Stiff Record single
By 8.
by 8, which was called Silver Shirt, which I haven't got. So if anybody wants to email it, that'd be
Good. So that wasn't on Stiff, was it?
no, that was on State Records,
State Records. Okay.
which I don't know much about.
Oh, Plummet.
I know the band was from Nottingham. I don't know much more than that.
But that, I think the Stiff single came out in 76.
Yeah,
And is that 77
that's
then?
77, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really, really good record.
Great record.
Yeah.
First time I've ever heard that.
Yeah. And similar to what we played on the last episode, the tours, where
Yeah.
you've got these really great bands that are playing quite, really great timeless music that just do one or two singles and disappear, and you think, what a waste sometimes, because if they were allowed to develop and play, they would have
There
been
was just a
fantastic,
flowering of so many bands back
Yeah.
then. I was going to a gig every night, and I just couldn't go to the amount of gigs that I wanted to go to back then.
Yeah.
It was tremendous. It's in fact, it's a bit like now.
But we're going out to more gigs than we ever have.
yeah. But I mean, back then there was so many bands coming out, and there was also so many little labels as well, and of course, no internet. And so everything was word of mouth, and that's how you heard of the bands. And so the problem was, of course, some bands were big in some parts of the country, some bands were big in the other parts of the country, and some bands only got a few airplays and then died a death.
Yeah, well, it's like when you said the tours, you had to go down to Poole to see the
Yes, I went down
hotbed
to
of rock
Poole.
and roll.
Yeah.
But then you think, why didn't they make it? But they were great. But that was a good.
Well, I
tribute.
remember going to. You just go to a venue sometimes. You wouldn't even look who was playing. And you just think, well,
Yeah.
but they're bound to have somebody good. Because they always have somebody good.
Yeah,
Because
that's
on a
true.
Thursday night here.
So many great records came out from that period,
Yeah.
wasn't it? That sort of 77, 78 time,
Yes,
I don't know. We drag up a few.
we do.
Don't we?
But that's a really beautiful record, and I just love the vocals. Very
Yeah.
plaintive
Plaintive,
vocals on that. It's a beautiful record.
Yeah. So you don't know what happened to them, or no? Good. Well, if anyone knows, Plummet Airlines. If anyone's got any information or any ex-members, sometimes what's a good thing about the podcast is that we'll play a track and then we get in contact. We had the Lurkers, didn't we?
Absolutely.
We had
that
the
was
Incredible
a good
Kidder
one.
Band. We had.
Sorry, yes, son.
Well, they might be Plummet Airlines, but they're flying high with us.
Oh, you could do their PR.
Yeah.
We ran into Duncan Reid at
did.
at
At the 12 Bar Club,
yes, which is
our favourite venue.
Our favourite venue, and almost like our front room.
Yeah, really great bunch of people.
It is a great club.
It's just and the sad thing is Denmark Street is pretty much under threat of being demolished, isn't
And
it?
that's also the 12
Tin
Bar
Pan
Club.
Alley.
The 12 Bar Club is in one of the oldest buildings in St Giles. That bar there is in an old forge.
Yeah. Well, it looks like it, doesn't
which
it?
dates from the 17th century.
Yeah, unbelievable.
It is, and it's just got a great vibe in there.
Yeah.
And £6 to get in, generally speaking,
Yeah.
and beers £3 or £4. You can't go
Yeah.
wrong.
It's-
Have a great
it's
night
one of
there.
the best places I've been to for
Really,
many
really
years. It's sort of thing when I was a kid. It was the sort of venue you dreamed about, And now that we're getting a bit past it, we can still go, and it's great. And it's such a shame because all around you've got the development or the redevelopment of Tottenham Court Road that's already seen the death of the Astoria and all those, and the Virgin Megastores. All that area's been demolished. And you've got Tin Pan Alley, heart of the British music scene.
Well,
from the
one would think that they'd keep that because it's just got such historical value, hasn't it? It's in the British music scene. I mean,
It doesn't mean anything to the
It's only
developers
fiscal
these
value
days.
they care
Yeah,
about.
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the money
Bastards.
that they could, Anyway,
But I've
it's
been
really
there
sad.
too. It's very good. But I haven't been
Great.
there with you. And I love any venue that's got a balcony. It's
A
good
little
and right.
balcony.
It's
isn't
got a
it?
little
Yeah.
balcony.
For us
Yeah,
old
I
people,
like
if
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
climb
yeah.
up the stairs, you can sit down. and,
Well, it's nice. You watch the band down there, then I go and have a couple of songs at the balcony, and then come back down again.
And of course,
Yeah.
the great thing is if you're an old punk, you can gob on the bands from up there. It's fantastic.
that's
yeah,
right.
dead shot.
But it's a
But
great
anyway,
place.
Duncan Reid, we met Duncan Reid there.
Yeah, we did, didn't we? Just
And,
bumped into him.
that's what we were
That was
talking about in the
Crash
first place.
74 gig, wasn't it?
It was at the Crash 74 gig, that's
Yeah.
right,
Yeah,
and which
nice
was a
fun.
great gig. But we met Duncan Reid there, and he was waxing lyrical about his new album.
Yeah, it's a great record. It's a really good new solo album. It's called Little Big Head. And this is, wow, it's just a perfect power pop classic
Well, they're serious,
rock
Steve.
track.
And it's got a girl's
is-
name in the title, which is always brilliant.
Yeah, lyrics are good. It's just a perfect track. And it's good for summer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And this
go on.
is Duncan Reid and Gotta Call Simone.
'cause I'm all alone. I've got a crossing phone, get her on the telephone. I've got a crossing phone, but nobody's home. I've got a crossing phone, get her on the telephone. I've got a crossing phone, 'cause I'm on my own. Yeah, I'm on my own. Sha-la-la. 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 Sha-la-la.
That was great. I like
Like
that. Yeah, it's got lots
thought
of
you'd like
bits
Yeah.
of rock and roll history in there.
Oh yeah, it's
really-
everything crammed in, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's
You know,
brilliant.
it's just got it's the perfect song, isn't it? You know, it's
Yeah.
got everything crammed in. It's not going to, you know, break any boundaries, but it's just such a brilliant
Yeah.
classic song.
No,
isn't
really
it, you
well
know?
done. Really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's a really good album as well. The whole album is really strong. It's full of sort of tracks like that, you know, and that's Little Big Head.
That's a great
Duncan
pop
Lee.
song.
Yeah, I like it. And we've decided we're going to go and see him play tomorrow at the 12 Bar, yeah, have we?
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
go.
we're going to go for it.
We're rock and rollers. Come on, Steve.
I know, but it's, you know, it's a Saturday night, isn't it? Well, there's no match of the day, is there? Not yet.
Can't sit at home with a cup of tea then, can you?
Yeah, I've got my cocoa ready and my slippers. You know.
A couple of Horlicks shots.
Oh, I know. Oh, well, back up to London again tomorrow.
Back
yeah.
up to London. What a drag,
what a
eh?
drag, oh.
Having to go to town, sick
Rock and
gig,
roll,
eh?
yeah.
Oh,
God,
dear. How disappointing.
Good. That's a really good song, and recommend his album. You know. And next up, this is my little psychedelic nugget that we've got, and I was reminded about this track by seeing a band called the Transients near me, and when the Transients are a band which they play mainly covers and a couple of sort of original tracks, and the bass player Mark Leach used to be in a great psychedelic band from the sort of 80s called the Onlookers, and the Transients play all these sort of weird cover versions, you know, not your standard covers. And when I saw them, they're a really good live band, and I thought, bloody hell, that's almost like an episode of one of our podcasts, because they picked all these really great songs, you know. And I thought that's really interesting, you know. And this one really stood out. They did this track, and this is Rupert's People and Dream on My Mind.
In my mind, I'm your friend, not unkind, and there's happiness where once was sorrow. Ignorance of
fine, Steve. I love the harmonies on that. They really lift it.
Great track, and that's Rupert's People and Dream on My Mind, and that was a 1967 Columbia Records release.
Very psychedelic, Steve.
It was good, wasn't it?
Pass the spliff, please.
No, not in this pod. But great track, good song. And I said, it was good of the Transients to dig that out and do a cover of that. It was a great track. And they're a strange band again. We pick out these bands, don't we, that have these great records and just disappear. And like The Fire were one. My Father's Name Is Dad, another great band who released one of the fantastic record, and then they all sort of seem to
The
disappear.
Fire, you wonder about, but Rupert's billiard table or whatever they're called. What is
Yeah,
it?
the name Rupert's People.
Rupert's People. Yeah, it's a terrible band name. That's
Yeah,
probably
it's
why.
not a good band name, is it? But then at the time, let's face
Are you
it.
going to go to?
Rupert
It
was
was
a very hit name
1967.
in '67.
Yeah,
Are you
exactly,
kidding me?
It might have been trendy at the time.
Are you going to go into Fab Discs and ask for Rupert's People?
Everything
I've
was
asked-
called.
I've asked
Everything
them.
was called People. Pan's People.
Pan's People.
Rupert's
Yeah,
People.
that's it. Yeah, exactly. It was a good track. And they were, I think when they got back together, they were managed by Miles Copeland for a while, I think. And even, I think, in one of their reunions, his Stuart Copeland, his brother who played in the Police, played drums with them. But strange band. I think various members went on to Sweet Feeling, the Barron Knights of all bands, the comedy band. Screaming Lord Such's band and the Fleur de Lis, who were a pretty cool mod band.
So they were called the Police People at some stage.
I think they must have been, But really,
Power to the
really.
people.
But another one of those fantastic bands that release a couple of great songs and then disappear, and you think, what a shame, But they left their little legacy.
That's just a beautiful little slice
Yeah.
of psychedelia, isn't it?
I think so.
You
Yeah,
can
I'm going to
almost
go
see
out to
the
the
light
garden and light up
Yeah.
a big one. Yeah,
In your garden,
yeah, my garden.
good one.
Or Rupert's garden.
Yeah. and then let's talk about what's been happening to us recently. We've been busy as usual, and let's start off with your. I mean, you've been over the moon because you met up with the Flaming Groovies again
Oh,
after 35 years.
35 years. 35 years. I was down the front of a Flaming Groovies gig.
Yeah,
At the beginning of this month, it was like a dream come true.
at the Scala.
Here's a band that I first heard in 1972, became a mad Groovies fan, and 6 years later, as a young fledgling photographer, I went on the road with them on their spring tour
That's right.
of the UK
Yeah.
and got to know them reasonably well, and it was the first time I'd seen Cyril, Chris and George for 35 years.
Amazing.
Well, actually, I had seen Chris in the interim in his guise as one of the Barracudas with Jeremy Clark.
Yeah.
But it was great to see Cyril again, and being down in front of their gig for me was just heaven.
Yeah.
I thought the gig was
It was
one of
good,
the best
wasn't
things I'd ever seen in my life, and Cyril's just a true guitar hero.
Mm.
What a great guitar, and he's playing the same plexiglass Dan
That's right,
Armstrong
yeah.
guitar
Yeah.
that's on Teenage Head,
Yeah.
on the
Wow,
cover of
that's true.
their 72 album Teenage Head,
Yeah.
and
They'll build you up. They're heavy buggers, they are.
Yeah. Exactly.
and they are very, very heavy, but what a great sound.
Yeah. That's good.
They were just an amazing band. George bopping around on bass.
Yeah.
Chris has still got the vocals,
Yeah.
and of course Victor, young drummer.
Yeah.
He bashes the skins beautifully. Loves the groovies, and of course then there was Matthew Fisher playing the Hammond organ
From Procol Harum.
from Procol Harum. This
So
is the man.
he just
This-
decided to help them out on this tour, didn't he?
Yeah,
'Cause he was
that's right.
Never with them originally. Or anything.
No, but Matthew liked the band, and he's done a couple of other things with the Groovies last year, I think with Cyril anyway. And when they came over, he thought, he contacted Cyril, and they did rehearsals, and the gig was stupendous. And this is the man that played guitar on White Shade of Pale and co-wrote the song. So, I mean, that's class.
Yeah.
It was a great gig, and I was just over the moon. It was it's going to be my gig of the year without a doubt. And the photographs I got of it was stunning, and
That's good.
the band had a ball playing that gig.
Yeah, they enjoyed
They
it.
loved
You
every
could see they
minute
were
of it.
enjoying it.
Yeah,
the
they
reaction,
loved
the
it.
reaction they got from the crowd,
Yeah.
Because it's funny because we in our first interview with you when you were our special guest when we first started, you were talking about your influences and when you started off in rock photography, and the Flaming Groovies were one of the bands you picked out because you thought you'd never see them again. You thought they'd finished, that was it, and now here you are getting a chance to see them again, and photograph them again.
But here's a band that just oozes rock and roll. They just ooze rock and roll. Cyril's guitar sound is tremendous. He's a great virtuoso guitar player, and the songs are great.
Yeah, and I think it was great because you actually got to see them rehearse again for these gigs, didn't you?
Yeah.
And you got to see them live and go backstage and hang out with them again. And if you check out the blog, www.retromanblog.com, you can see not only some of Paul's great photos of the gig at the Scala, but you can see the rehearsal, you can see backstage shots, and also some of your unseen shots from when you did their 1978 spring tour in the UK.
That's right. I've
So
just
there's
scanned
some
those up. Yeah.
very rare photos. So have a look at the blog and check out the Flaming Groovies.
But it just goes to prove that Seared, a great band, even though they're almost pensioners, just turns you into a teenager, Steve.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you were quite moved, weren't you?
I was quite moved. I was almost in tears, actually.
Yeah, I know.
But that didn't last long.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And I think there's talk that they're actually going to be doing some new material, isn't there? So
They are. They're going to do some new material, and I think they've been renewed almost by the gigs that they've done in the UK, and of course they've just done 3 gigs in the US. Again, they've done New York and San Francisco,
And they went to Australia
and LA.
yeah, they went over to Australia and Japan, I think. Didn't they?
That's right. That was before the England gig, and I think things are coming together for them again,
Yeah.
which is great because they are the cult band of all cult bands.
That's right, and they're getting a bit of recognition, aren't they?
Yeah, it's about time.
And in my review on the blog of the gig, I picked out a track which really stood out for me. And obviously people were there to hear Shake Some Action and Slow Death, which they kept for just before the encores, which were great, and everyone went crazy. But this was a track that I really, really enjoyed, and you've picked this out, which is nice because this is your choice to play today, and this is.
I Can't Hide.
Let's hear it.
I can't hide the way I feel inside. I just gotta say it's you makes me feel this way. So come with me, we'll take a walk down by the sea. From now on you'll be
Yeah, that was I Can't Hide from the Groovies album from 1976, Shake Some Action, which was recorded by the great Dave Edmonds at Rockfield Studios in Wales.
Oh, and you went down there to take photos of the session, didn't you?
Yeah, a couple of years later when they were doing Now. When they were
Now,
recording
okay,
Now,
yeah.
the same album with Dave, and went and had a drink in the Green Man in Monmouth with Dave and the band.
He's glowing. He's positively glowing, isn't he? You know?
Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, they're heroes. Dave Edmonds, great hero of mine, great guitar hero of mine, and Flaming Groovies, all legends.
Yeah.
All rock and roll legends, and it's just been a pleasure working with them in the past, and recently it's just been a blast.
Yeah, fantastic.
Thanks, lads.
Yeah, good. Well done, mate. Let's go on to a bit more news. So we're actually pleased to announce that we had a really successful gig for These Spivs album launch, The Crown and the Sounds, at the Half Moon, our Retro Man blog night, which was a really good gig. We'll talk a little bit about that at the end, but we're also pleased to announce that we're doing the new album launch for the Len Price 3 at the Half Moon, and that's going to be on October the 25th, a Friday night. And Len Price 3 and the Half Moon just go well together. There's always like stage invasions and craziness, and as I said, you get a chance to hear new tracks from the new album, and hopefully the album will be there for sale. Finally, it's long awaited, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this will be called Nobody Knows, the fourth album, and it's we've heard a few previews and it's fantastic, and the band are probably chomping at the bit to get out there and play.
I'm sure they are. It's just going to be an absolutely packed night there.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
There's
great
going to be
night.
standing room only there, and it's going to be a hot night.
Yeah. Well, there's no seats.
Yeah, but that's just the
That's
expression,
it.
Steve.
Packed like sardines.
Packed like sardines, that's right. Hot night in southwest London,
Yeah,
and it's going to be the place to be for a rock and roll night.
Advance tickets are on sale from the Half Moon, only £7, which is a bargain, isn't it?
That's fantastic.
It's lucky we don't do this for money or profit, isn't it? Because we can
Especially-
offer these gigs for £7. I mean, where else are you going to get?
Especially supported by ably and soundly by the Fallen Leaves and the Past Tense.
Exactly. Great band. So we're really pleased to welcome back the Fallen Leaves of Past Tense, and it's going to be a great night. So we look forward to seeing you there, October the 25th at the Half Moon. And now let's move over to our friend here, Adam. And you've got some news on the Jetsonics.
Yeah.
You've been busy as well.
We've recorded an EP. We've got 3 out of the 4 tracks mixed. The other one's finishing off this weekend, so we'll be playing one of those. We've got some gigs coming up. We're playing local pub in Brentford, the Six Bells, on the 13th of September on a Friday night.
Okay, be
We
good.
played there a couple of times before. It's always been packed and a bit raucous.
I hear that's an auspicious evening, Adam.
Yeah. It's also a big birthday. I'm 42 plus fat that night.
It doesn't look a day over.
Yeah.
23.
So we'll be finishing up about 11:30, and the pub's open till 1.
Yeah.
Or so later.
Or later.
Yeah.
Or a lot later.
West
I
London
can
lock
imagine.
in.
Yeah, I
you know.
think so.
So
yeah.
that'll be a full-on night.
Good. Look forward to that.
Then we're playing with your friends, the Fallen Leaves, at the 12 Bar debut
Oh yeah.
on October the 3rd,
That'd be good.
which I'm looking forward to.
Our favourite venue.
Then there's a choice of gigs on Friday the 25th of October.
Yeah, we don't want to publicise that one too much.
Yeah,
It's a clash of gigs.
Actually, I can't believe he's
The
booked a
two
gig.
bands clash.
it's just the way
Let's talk
things
about
go.
your gig in Scotland.
Yeah, Saturday the 30th of November we're playing the D-side Inn in Ballater, Scotland.
Oh,
So,
rock and roll.
yeah, 10 hours in a transit van each way. It was going to be proper rock and roll.
That's
that
what it's
one.
all about, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I've heard I heard the vocalist is travelling in rather posher
Yeah,
transport.
he's flying in from
Yeah.
Heathrow and back.
Right, is that right?
Yeah.
First class.
Firstly, you can't. Is he
Yeah.
helicoptering in to
Yeah,
Ballater?
yeah. It's got to save it. Sam's got to save his voice.
That's
you know,
right.
yeah.
No, he's got to be in the back of the van with you, mate.
So anyway, would you like to hear a track from the EP?
Yes, we would.
Let's hear
We'll
it.
play the story of the 1960 Hounslow Winklepicker murder, which is a true story.
The Phantom Raspberry
You can
Blower.
look it up. Last 18-year-old to be hung in Britain. It
Really?
was, yeah, 1960.
From Brentford?
No, he was from Hounslow.
Okay. Was he a Brentford fan?
This is called 7 Foot Drop.
They studied aging level students through Thunderbox. A grammar school boy turned a teenager crock. He was a bright young lad from a good neighborhood. The fluxes in the church uses up to raindrops set in the sky. The radio is playing #1 from the king. It's now or never as he starts to sing. I now or never as he starts to sing. It's too fast to live. It's allowed. Young enough to die. It's to die. It's too fast to live. It's allowed. Young enough to die. It's to die. It's too fast to live. It's allowed. Young enough to die. To die. Oh.
Well, that's your new version of 7 Foot Drop, isn't it, Adam?
Yeah.
That was a cracker.
Good. Glad you liked it.
Great production.
Yeah.
Good one.
In a different studio
Yeah, but
than
radio.
previously, isn't it?
Radar Studios, and it's a new place. It's an old 4AD Studios, and they've got lots of valve equipment and stuff. And it was good fun to work somewhere different. And Graham, the guy there, did lots of production with us, which was a nice change.
But that's a very interesting place where you do your recording.
Yeah,
Very interesting place. I guess there's a big place where Vosper Thornycroft used to build MTB boats down there, didn't they?
and that's where they built most of the little boats that did the Dunkirk evacuation as well.
Ah.
You don't get that on another podcast, do you?
No, you don't. We get this fascinating rock and roll Vosper Thornycroft link up, mash up
Well,
news, do you?
There you go. But,
That's a great name for a band. I might nick
That's
that.
right, yeah.
But I did.
You did a photo session.
I did a new photo session
Yeah.
of the band outside some of these Second World War buildings, and I think they came out really well.
Yeah, they
actually,
did.
Yeah. Well,
Very
if you
good.
if you look at the blog, I'm sure Adam will allow us to put some pictures on the
Or
blog.
Paul will.
Paul will.
Copyright Paul Slattery.
And was this something to do with you selling out totally your soul for the guitar company?
Yeah, definitely.
Your sponsorship.
and why not?
Yeah.
And-
We'll have anything. We'll
Yeah.
be sponsored by anything.
But
The bathroom needs tiling.
Yeah.
There's any tile companies out there.
but those are great guitars, Adam.
Yeah. Well, we did our first gig with them. We played a little gig on Twickenham Green, an open air gig, a couple of weeks ago, and they were really good. So, and they look good on stage as well.
And you still haven't mentioned which company they're from yet.
Yeah, this is the
I can't remember.
this is the punk
Yeah,
sponsorship company where we don't mention the companies that are actually sponsoring the bands.
That's right.
If I get another bass, they're called Eastwood Guitars.
Oh, right.
Eastwoodguitars.co.uk.
Okay.
Oh right, okay. Yeah. Your new EP is done, is it? Ready to go?
One track to be mixed, and then we're ready to go. It'll be on iTunes probably by mid-August,
Yeah.
and then we'll have physical copies. We'll probably launch it at the Six Bells.
And is it going to be a vinyl or just a CD?
CD at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm looking into vinyl.
Yeah.
There's somewhere in Eastern Europe, somewhere in Bulgaria does good vinyl apparently.
Yeah, it's all the rage, isn't it?
Do you mean they don't press it up in Hayes, just up the road anymore? God, I used to go past the EMI's pressing plant in Hayes. Oh, that's brilliant smell. You
Yeah.
walk
Smell of
past
vinyl
it.
in the morning.
Smell of vinyl in the morning. Oh, God.
Love the smell of vinyl.
So if we do vinyl, I don't want black. It's got to be coloured.
It's got to be multicoloured, you know. That's a great track, Adam. And what's the name of the EP? Is it going to be?
It's called EP4.
Well, why break
because
with
it's
tradition?
the fourth one.
That's very clever, Adam.
Didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, very novel.
Good. Well, we look forward to that. Other news, we did a great show for the Spivs, which I really enjoyed, which was the album launch party for the new record, The Crowd and the Sounds, which is out now on Damaged Goods Records. And
That
we
was
had
very good. And we had
enjoyed it?
Ian, the MD of Damaged Goods down there.
Ian was there dancing at the front.
Ian was there dancing at the front.
Yeah, and we had a dance-off competition, and you and Ian were the finalists, and you
That's right.
won.
I won.
Yeah, you were
Just to prove that I can dance even while I'm taking photographs.
exactly. It was a good competition, and you deservedly won. You know.
Thank you.
And it was a great gig, and thanks to everyone for coming down to the Half Moon. I mean, it was a difficult day because we had Glastonbury, we had Hard Rock Calling, we had King Salami, the Tall Boys, all playing in London at the same time, and we had the nice weather,
Yeah.
and we had the District line being closed because of someone under a train. So it all conspired against us, but we had a really great crowd.
But it was a great night, wasn't it?
Great
Great night. Good.
From
good
what I
job.
could remember.
Yeah, it was,
Right, Adam?
Yeah, yeah. Right.
it was a good.
How did I go? How did we go?
It was one of the. I didn't get home anyway. I left before you.
We got
didn't
a
I?
cab.
Oh yeah, we got a cab.
Blimey,
didn't we?
I got a cab home. But I really appreciate everyone coming out. I know it was a busy night and there was lots on. It was Saturday night, but thoroughly enjoyed it, which is good because normally when you're organising these things, you can't enjoy it. And these Spivs were wonderful, and really nice guys. Pleasure to deal with. And
First time in Southwest London.
probably the first
Bit of a
time.
shock to them.
Yeah, getting out of Shoreditch or Hackney.
We had to talk to their translator.
That's right. Getting them down to Southwest
That's
London.
right, yeah,
So,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
nice to get people out of
Yeah.
Hackney and Shoreditch and get them down south, isn't it? Thanks to everyone involved. And we had a bit of a, like Stella Street, that programme Stella Street, and there's all the celebrities living in that street. We had a
Oh, yeah.
we had a alternative starburst of musicians and everyone in the audience. I mean, I could have done
That's great.
a whole nother gig with all the people from the audience, couldn't I?
No.
It was fantastic.
Absolutely.
I mean, we had
Killer Bees, Adam from the Jetsonics.
Johnny and Mauro from Johnny Cola and the A Grade.
Right.
We had Dale from the Electric Eyes, where there was Paul Osborne from Supermink 70.
And Andy was still Andy from the Past Tense was still propping up the bar.
He was still dancing. He wasn't dancing, and it was fantastic.
It was just about standing.
Yeah. Mark Leach from the Onlookers was there.
Yeah.
I mean, God, blimey, it was fantastic. We
It
even
was a great night.
had Wayne Lundquist Ford, who came over
And-
from Sweden from
and,
the Ice Cream Man blog.
That's right. And
Hasse and Lisa lot from Sweden came over.
Hasse and Lisa Lot,
over.
friends of
Soundtrack
of
of Our
Soundtrack of Our Lives came over.
Yeah, but
What a great DJ set from Jeff Monday.
Jeff Monday as well.
Oh,
Played
that's
some
great. That's
punk.
cracking.
Yeah,
That
good.
was a
Yeah.
great set.
Yeah.
Oh, that really, at the end of the night, we were just going crazy. Everybody's going
Yeah.
crazy. It was,
Yeah,
it
good
was
old Jeff.
Jeff, he's got it.
He's a great DJ.
He's a great DJ.
Yeah, so thanks everybody, and what can I say? I just really love the doing these nights, and I only do a couple a year. I'd like to do more, but it's a lot of work. But I really do appreciate everyone coming along and the great comments we get. And I'd just like to end today's episode with a little moving number from these Spivs from their brand new album. And this was nice because this is a track called Mickey Pierce Waves Goodbye, and this is about their previous bass player Dan May, who was actually there as well in the crowd. And it's nice to hear a band do a tribute song to a departing member. He hasn't died or anything, but just left the band, But it's a really nice, moving little song. And when they dedicated it to Dan, who was in the crowd, it was a really genuinely nice moment. And this is one of my favourite tracks from the album. And this is Mickey Pierce Waves Goodbye.
Mickey gave all that he had to give. Grew a moustache and became a Spiv. He had the world beneath his coat. Could get all you need, he was that sort of bloke. Enjoyed himself well, oh so much, but started to feel that he was out of touch. He shut his suitcase for the last time. When Mickey Pierce waved goodbye. 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 Mickey says he can't play the show, 'cause he's got responsibilities back at home. Looking back, we should should have had a clue that we'll soon be attending Mickey's leaving do. In the distance he was getting small, and he yelled, "Don't go forgetting me at all." He held his hands up and he started to cry. When Mickey Pierce waved goodbye, when Mickey Pierce waved goodbye, when Mickey Pierce waved goodbye, when Mickey Pierce waved goodbye. When Mickey Pierce waved goodbye, when Mickey Pierce waved goodbye, when Mickey Pierce waved goodbye, when Mickey Pierce waved goodbye.
And that was the Spivs and Mickey Pierce Wave Goodbye from their new album The Crowd and the Sounds, which is out now on Damaged Goods Records and is thoroughly recommended. And thanks very much, Paul.
Well, it was a great night. Enjoyed all the music. Really good.
Great.
To hear all those songs. Proper rock and roll night, I thought.
Good night tonight, and thanks very much. And thank you, Adam.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too. Nice to have a rock show.
Yeah, thanks very much indeed. And thanks for listening, everybody. And don't forget all the links to all the bands. If you've missed anything or want to find out about a bit more information on the bands and their websites, visit www.retromanblog.com, and we'll put all the links up to all the bands and the playlist of what we played tonight. And appreciate you listening, and thanks very much. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
And this, you've picked a track now, which was when I did the review on the blog. This was one of my highlights from the show, and you've picked this one out as well, which is great. And tell us about this track.